Once upon a time, in a beautiful and magnificent junior high school, the new school year was starting. Many parents registered their children to attend that school. A few days after the registration time for the most started, they met in a group. They were Naufal, Fahmi, Ramdan, Dian. Naufal is a handsome and smart man, and almost all the women at his school like him. Fahmi is the son of an official. He is also trendy and he is a little arrogant. Ramdan is a village boy who moved from his village to go to the city because he got a scholarship and he is classified as a good student. Smart, while Dian is a basketball captain and student council president, he is the most active child in his school. At first they were just normal, but since they sat next to each other they became more and more friendly. They always did everything together. From studying, going to and from school, to going for walks together. One time Ramdan didn't go to school. Who knows what happened? Naufal, Fahmi, and Dian were very worried about Ramdan. They even stopped by Ramdan's house to see what was happening, but Fahmi forbade them, because he thought there was nothing wrong with him. 1 week passed, but Ramdan never came. Naufal and Dian are increasingly worried about Ramdan, while Fahmi is just calm. Then Naufal scolds Fahmi because Fahmi doesn't think about Ramdan at all. Once, they argued, and as time went on their argument became more and more intense. "That's it," Dian shouted loudly, and they both immediately fell silent for an instant. "Now what if we just go to Ramdan's house?" Dian continued. "Okay, do you agree, Fahmi?" said Naufal in a slightly angry tone. "Okay, it can't be helped, he's also my friend," said Fahmi with a smile. They did it straight away. Went to Ramdan's house using their bicycles. After arriving there, what happened? From outside they saw Ramdan lying weakly on a rotten mattress, with a face so pale. Spontaneously, Naufal, Fahmi and Dian immediately dropped and left their bicycles on the side of the road. Naufal cried and asked, "What happened to you, Ramdan?" He asked Ramdan many times, but Ramdan only answered with a smile. Fahmi and Dian also cried. The three of them cried beside Ramdan, who had only been smiling all this time. Suddenly someone knocked on the door. "Assalamualaikum, Ramdan." They continued their cries. "Ma'am, what's wrong with Ramdan?" "Why, ma'am? What's wrong with him?" Naufal suddenly asked in a state of panic and crying non-stop. How is it?" "Mom told you." "Mrs. Cerita, please tell us what happened to Ramdan," Dian demanded in a sobbing voice. Mrs. Cerita took a deep breath before finally answering. "Children, Ramdan is seriously ill. A few days ago, he was diagnosed with a rare and fatal disease." Hearing this news, Naufal, Fahmi and Dian fell silent. They didn't know what to say. "What can we do to help Ramdan?" Fahmi asked in a trembling voice. Mrs. Cerita smiled gently. "The best thing you can do is stay with Ramdan. You are his friends. Your presence means a lot to him at times like this." Without hesitation, Naufal, Fahmi, and Dian nodded. They were determined to stay by Ramdan's side, giving him support and affection during his battle against his illness. From that day on, they all spent every moment with Ramdan, bringing him his favorite food, reading stories, and talking to him. Even though Ramdan was sometimes too weak to speak, his smile always warmed their hearts. Time passed, and although Ramdan's struggle against his illness never stopped, the presence of his friends made him feel strong and not alone. They were his source of strength and happiness in these difficult times.